everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt, and I actually let a stranger stay at my house. This is that story time. I hope you enjoy it. Now, first of all, if you like story times and if you like learning morals to stories where people have done something stupid, make sure you subscribe because this is the channel that you want to be in. I only tell story times where I've done something ridiculously stupid and there's a moral for you to learn from. It's none of this like an Uber tried to kill me bullshit, because you can't learn from that. Another thing I will say, I'm in a wheelie spinny fun chair and I have to sit in a certain way in order for the lighting to work here. I'm in Sydney, I apologize, but that is why I'm feeling like a sassy little bitch in my business chair. Like, honey, sit the fuck down. Enjoy this fucking story time. Okay, Tyra, nowhere near. So let me just start with how I met this stranger. And I know if it's a stranger, you don't really meet them. Even though I met this person technically, it was actually fucking crazy.
Okay, this fucking eye, are you kidding me? Can you please just for 1 minute cooperate and stop scratching my cornea? I like being able to see.
I don't even know what a cornea is. Like, who do I think I am? I bleached my hair for a reason. This was like 2012, I think, and I had gone to my first ever actual concert. It was, oh, what the fuck is it called? Soundfest? No. Oh, what is it called? Oh, I can't, it's the only fucking concert that I've actually been to. And it was a rock concert. Anyways, so I went to my first ever rock concert. That year I had dated someone and we had organized to go to this music festival that I can't remember the name of and I wish I did, but regardless, it doesn't matter. We had planned to go to this together and it kind of didn't really happen. So what happened was we went together as friends and we went to different musicians because you can go to different stages and stuff. I don't even know what I did because I wasn't drinking and I just kind of like had never been to a fucking music thing before. So I was at Blink 182. It was my first time seeing anyone really live. In fact, it's the only time I've seen anyone really live. I was seeing Blink. I'd seen a few bands throughout the day. I think I saw Simple Plan. That was interesting. And then in the Blink, obviously everyone is like pushing to go and get as close to the fucking stage as possible. I'm gonna be one of those people as well. And so I'm like working my way up and there was two guys. I always like to be like genderless when like describing people in videos because I don't want it to be like a, oh my god, only men do this, but it was two guys. One of them was of Caucasian descent and one of them was Filipino. The Filipino one kind of looked at me twice. The Caucasian guy spoke to me from memory. I don't really know. I don't think I even added him on Facebook. No, I didn't. This is the thing that really shits me because I didn't talk to the Filipino guy. I noticed him looking at me. We were all singing along to the fucking Blink concert. Like, hello, it's fucking Blink 182 minus Travis Barker, who is probably the best in the band, I'm sorry. And we're sitting there, we're all like just fucking having a good time. And then like a couple days later, I get an ad from the Filipino guy who I had not spoken to. I had not spoken to this person, right? And I'd gone to the concert, I can't remember the name of the concert, it's actually killing me, in Sydney. And I don't live in Sydney, I live in Brisbane. At the time I was living in a share house and I was kind of like hating myself, to be honest with you. What happened was, this guy adds me on Facebook, maybe days or weeks later. I have no idea how he found me, by the way. Like, I have no idea to this day how he found me because I think I got his friend's number, or I added his friend's number because I remember very specifically being astounded that this person had somehow found me on Facebook with my last name, when my last name I would hope to fuck that no one who hasn't donated to me would know, because it's a difficult one and it's a very secretive one, it's a very private one, and it's like you would never guess it. You'd never be like, oh, Kate Smith, of course that's gonna be her. And even if there was a Kate Smith, there are a million other Kate Smiths there too, so it doesn't fucking matter. And my last name, I don't know, it wigged me out because I was like, how does this guy know my fucking name? Like, how? Like, obviously he's used some kind of fucking like location services to find me or something, like stalker ass FBI shit. And that should have been my first hint to maybe not talk to this motherfucker. But I was naive. I am naive and I don't really know how to not please people. So I spoke to him, found out that he lived in Sydney, he found out I lived in Brisbane. And it was months later and he said something to the effect of, I said something like, oh, if you're over here, I mean, if you're over in Brisbane, let me know, we can hang out. I thought it would be like, he would never come to Brisbane. Like, I did not think that he would come to Brisbane. He didn't seem to have a reason to come to Brisbane. To quote the Blink 182 song, he fell in love with the girl at the rock show. He literally fell in love with me. He would message me all the time. He was like not even hiding the fact that he was fucking in love with me. And like, I know that it's naive for a girl to be like, oh my god, he's in love with me. No, he wants to fuck me. But no, because this guy, when I said, let me know if you're ever in Brisbane, let's hang out, he bought tickets to come and stay with me. Didn't exactly get permission. He's like, oh, I'm coming up on this day. I'm like, why? Like, why? And he's like, to see you. I was like, that wasn't what I fucking said. I said, if you're ever in Brisbane, let me know and we can hang out. Like, fucking walk past each other because you're already here anyways. No, he literally made a specific trip to come and stay with me. And when he landed, it just so happened to be the day when a fucking gunman comes into my work. So I was freaking out and I needed a drink. So we went drinking and it was actually awful, okay? Because the first thing he says is, oh, you're fatter now. Like, thanks. Thank you. Good job. Like, fucking great. That's what I want to hear. He was like, oh, you were so much thinner back then. I was like, no, like, that's not what's happened. It's not what's happened at all. I don't get fat. My weight doesn't fluctuate all the fucking time. It's definitely not what happens. I have control over my diet and I don't have to take diet pills all the time, I promise. So there was that. And this guy didn't really talk, right? He was really quiet and reserved. I think the first night we had a few drinks and he didn't say much. And then we went back to my place and he slept in my bed and I had work the next day because this guy wasn't supposed to come and stay with me. This guy wasn't supposed to come and visit. I'm not changing my life. And I was working 2 jobs at the time and I was working the day that he landed and I was working the day after. And the gunman came in on the day that he landed and then the day after I started really early. So I needed to have a few drinks, sleep enough and then wake up. But he laid there like a fucking piece of wood, right? Like he was literally like just staring up at the ceiling the entire night. He did not sleep a fucking wink, okay? This guy did not sleep. He stayed there, not moving, not touching me. And then when my alarm went off in the morning, he poked me on the arm. And then that night I had a friend's 21st to go to, and he comes with me. And then of course, like I get shit-faced and end up hooking up with someone else, and he gets mad at me because he was literally like thinking that we were in a relationship or something, and I didn't get that message because I met him in a rock show and I didn't really even meet him. I didn't know who he was, and then I was like, if you're in Brisbane, on the off chance that you're ever in a state that you have no reason to come to, let me know. No, you booked flights to come and stay with me. No, I don't know you. If this ever happened again, I'd probably just be like, look, sorry, I'm busy. Kate can't answer the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. So this guy literally stayed a weekend with me and I didn't know who he was. He was a stranger. Stayed not only in my house, but in my bed with me and didn't touch me, didn't come near me. And then like after the party, I stayed out and he went and stayed in my bed. And I don't know what the fuck he did, like probably just nothing, to be honest with you. Friday was when the gunman came and he landed. The Saturday was when we had the 21st to go to. Well, I had the 21st to go to, and he just kind of came along and I was like, you're not invited, like what are you doing? I was kind of like using the 21st as a way to be like, oh, I've got a 21st to go to, like bye. He was like, oh cool, I'll come. I'm like, no, I don't know you, dude. Oh, it was awful. I actually posted the lyrics from Blink, like, oh, you actually fell in love with the girl at the rock show, like, that's hilarious. And he sent me a message, this is like afterwards, right? And he's like, oh, is that about me? Like, is there anything wrong with that? And I'm like, so you did actually fall in love with me? Like, how the fuck does that shit even happen? Why? Like, why? But like, actually, this guy came and stayed in my fucking bed with me for a night and was just so uncomfortable that he slept like this. I don't think he even breathed. He didn't blink. He wasn't human. It was like he was so fucking in shock that he was lying in a bed with a girl, and I was just like, whatever, dude. And I rolled over and went to sleep. Like, it was nothing for me. Except for the fact that I didn't know this fucking guy. I don't know who this fucking guy was, and he's, oh God. Anyways, I guess the moral of the story here is if you go to rock shows, and I hate calling them that because it does, I mean, I guess that's all it is. It's a music festival. I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. Big Sound? Sound Fest? Fuck. What is it actually called? I really want to Google this, but I can't. Yeah, if you ever go to a music festival and someone looks at you funny and then adds you on Facebook a few days later, don't answer it. Don't add them. So if someone adds you on Facebook and you accidentally seem to approve them because you don't know who they are, and then you find out it's a guy from the fucking rock show or music festival if you're into techno, which I mean I'm into that too. Like I'm not gonna music shame you. I'm not gonna kink shame you here. Don't talk to them. That's a fucking bonus. They're a stranger. You don't know them. And if you do happen to talk to them, don't ever let them think, even in like, you really gotta like make sure that whatever you do say has nothing to do with like, if you're ever near me, like don't ever even hint that they're allowed to stay with you, because they're not ever allowed to stay with you. And if you ever go to a 21st to try and avoid having to interact with this person who doesn't socialize very well and spend an entire night in your bed like a pin, don't bring them with you. I don't know how I fucked this up so bad. Like, it actually was the worst weekend, maybe not, but one of the worst weekends of my life, having to basically babysit this person who was staying at my house and I didn't know them. Like, that's just fucking retarded. Also, actually, let's put it this way. If you're the kind of person who thinks that, oh yeah, if you're ever in the same state as me, like let me know, let's hang out, is an invitation to buy a ticket to come and visit them when you've never even spoken, it's not. Just putting that right on out there. That is not consent to stay with me. That is not consent to poke me awake. Never take no answer as a yes. And never take like, oh, this could mean that I can come and stay with them, or this could mean this. Never take that as a that's what that means, because it's not what that means. Like, ask, like communication. And if you don't feel comfortable communicating with this person, you do not feel comfortable communicating with them in any greater sense to ask them that, then stop. Sit down, go away. There we go. Okay, that is the story about the time a stranger literally came and stayed at my house in my bed, which wasn't a bed because I couldn't afford a bed at this stage. It was a secondhand mattress that wasn't even mine. Good times, good times. 2012. Or maybe it was 2013. Whichever, doesn't really fucking matter. It was good times. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you learned something, if you feel better for having heard it, if you liked it, make sure you subscribe for more, because I have literally an entire list next to my camera that's like, hey, here's some fucking stupid ass shit you've done. Let's teach people how not to do them. So make sure you subscribe so you see the next one, and you guys will see me in the next video, which should be up in like 2 days roughly, but make sure you subscribe so that you know. You never want to miss out, and that bell will help you not miss out. Okay, bye!